Okay, let's give it a shot.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur, Idaho. My name is Jim Wahl, and I'm here to show you some things about the new 2012 Camry that you may or may have not know about yet. I'd like to show you why it's called Reinvented, and this is one right behind me here. So a lot of people have done their information on the internet, and some people have a friend that drives one. But when you're looking at the new 2012 Camry, you're going to not just see the aesthetics of how it still looks like a Camry, you're going to also find out that this is the safest, quietest, best handling, most comfortable, and best built Camry that's ever been done. I will show you places all over the vehicle of improvements. It still looks like the Camry of 2011 to some, but after looking at it for a while, you'll see some improvements and you'll start to see the differences of why Toyota came out with this new 2012, all completely new sheet metaled, reinvented Camry. I'll start around the front and show you some great features. For those of you who drive a car on the freeway or just drive your car in town, aerodynamics and aesthetics, but especially aerodynamics, the way the wind goes around a car is real important. And Toyota spent a lot of money to give you some new features so that when you're going down the road, it's quieter and safer. The idea of when you're driving a car down the road, the faster you go, the higher the vehicle lifts. It's called the Bernoulli effect. The Bernoulli effect lifts the car and lessens the traction that you have on the road and it makes some instability at high speed. So here's what Toyota's done. They've added close tolerances, aerodynamic features fully up front with an integrated chin splitter. When the air goes around the vehicle, there's less likely areas for it to catch. Even the hood is higher, and when it hits the windshield wipers have a special space on them here, like a spoiler that pushes the wipers down against the windshield, so that even works better on the freeway. When you come to the side over here, you'll see smaller areas, tolerances of traction, or tolerances of less air going into the vehicle. And Toyota spent a lot of money. We don't know if it was over $1 million, but there was a lot of money spent on something that's used in Formula One racing called vortex generators. This is all new technology. It comes with your new 2012 Camry. You can take your thumb. You may need to visibly see right here. It's a little bump. They developed this little bump right here in a wind tunnel. The vortex generator is also found on the back of the rear tail lamp. When the wind goes around your car that you're driving, the air is pushed out away from the door and creates a dead area and causes lift. These vortex generators split that up, push the air down and against the side of the car so the car is more stable on the freeway. That's called vortex generators. Those come as standard equipment on the new Camry for 2012. While you're back here, some of the aerodynamics that keeps the vehicle on the ground are found if you come back with me and look underneath the vehicle. When you look underneath the vehicle, you may or may not be able to see some vanes. The vanes that are underneath the vehicle speed up and direct the air, a la Formula One racing. This is air management that goes around the Camry, so when you're driving, your car's quieter and it sticks to the road better. Back here, the taillight lenses, over back here, there's some great stuff. The LED tail lamps that are very, really bright last 15 years. When we open the trunk later, I'll show you how much wider it is, and that on all models now, versus 2011, both seats fold down at 60/40, so you can put large items, skis, etc. back there. You can put different boards back there, depending on whether you're a person who irons, or if you surf, you could be your surfboard. A little humor there. So let's go around this side of the Camry. Another thing that keeps it quieter in the vehicle is a special felt lining in the wheel wells. That's awesome because when rocks and things click up and cause a little bit of kick up and noise inside, you don't hear that tap, tap, tap. So that is your special inner fender linings. Back to more about the outside of the Camry. Aesthetically, they've added the angular lines, and these are aerodynamic features, but breaks up that bold side, and you can see aesthetically the Camry still looks like a Camry, but it actually looks more ready for the future. And that's some of the ideas that you can see in the pillars. By the way, each one of these pillars that you see, this is called the C pillar, the B pillar, and the A pillar. Toyota goes further than any other car manufacturer, other than Lexus, which is a good manufacturer. That's Toyota as well. They're all foam filled to give you that quiet inside. Underneath the chassis, inside, is a special asphalt sheeting. The asphalt sheeting keeps the road noise from coming up, and that's another Toyota feature for quiet. When you're driving your Camry and you hit the brakes on the car you're driving, both of the front springs are wound the same way, so when you hit the brakes, it hunts to the right or to the left, depending on how the coils compress. Toyota straightened that out by having one wind one way and one wind the other, so when you hit the brakes, they counteract and straighten out the braking so that you always stop perfectly. Speaking of stopping, Toyota now uses Smart Stop technology, which means that if you have a big boot on like me and you happen to hit the throttle and the brake at the same time, the throttle always comes off and you always have the brake on. You can never have both on. So that's some of the stopping technology. We're going to go further about stopping and safety. The special link system in the back actually makes the rear wheels track in a braking situation, so there's never an oversteer or understeer caused from rear wheel steer. This is all new high technology from Toyota. In electronic brake force distribution, if you have only a driver in here, the car knows it and it adjusts the brake pressure to that side so that it stops all four wheels the same. But if you pick up passengers or a heavy load in back, you need more brake pressure at those points. The electronic brake force distribution adjusts that for you, so now all four wheels always stop the same. I don't know of a safer vehicle on the market in this price range.